Hey, this is the RIOT podcast in which the RIOT talks about how they're going to be gone for 2 days.
Well,
yes!
we are going to still be here tomorrow. No, wait. We won't be here tomorrow.
No, we won't. This is
my
it.
gosh.
This is it, Nikki.
So we will be off tomorrow and, of course, on Thanksgiving. But on Friday, we've got a special show that we'll be sending out to you guys for our Black Friday show.
Yes, and there will be a podcast for it, though. The thing to keep in mind is that there won't be any music.
Well, it's mostly about listening live that morning.
It'll be a lot of us talking about Christmas music, but that's okay because tomorrow the RadioU Christmas channel launches. That's hosted by us. It also features every single one of our DJs, and I think it might be our longest Christmas channel ever.
I made it extra long.
Yes.
I did.
It is an extra long use stretch of today's best music.
Of Christmas music, but that's good in case you're just normally a podcast listener. You might never get to hear what RadioU and its music is. Check out RadioU.com, our free RadioU app, and if you have a Roku box, a Roku channel, you can download for free, and the Christmas channel, and you can just listen to RadioU also will be there anytime starting tomorrow.
All right. Well, hey, you guys have a fantastic Thanksgiving. We won't get a chance to see you.
Happy Thanksgiving.
So
Yay.
Enjoy it and enjoy the podcast.
Bye.
Bye.
Recycling paper is like planting a tree. Recycling the RIOT is like burning down the rainforest.
We ain't gonna be in no fire, not today.
It's the worst of the RIOT on RadioU.
So I hope that you guys are getting ready. You know that tomorrow is one of the biggest travel days of the whole year?
Is it out of the week? And just out of the whole year, but I mean, like, that's the time everybody starts doing something for Thanksgiving.
Tomorrow is the day that people travel. Like, it's the big one. So, Nikki, are you ready for your travels?
Yes. Actually, for our Thanksgiving on Thursday, it's about a 25-minute drive. That's
look at you.
So I don't need to do much.
Look at you. I don't have the statistics in front of me, but in the Department of Made-Up Statistics, 56% of Americans will travel more than 20 minutes away from home.
It's terrible. But for me at 25, like, I know I've got to start charging my iPad, getting my movies downloaded, just preparing again for the long trip.
Well, that's a good call. I'm going away, and it occurred to me last night. I was like, well, yeah, we'll take some movies, blah, blah, blah. And then I thought, you know what? I'm just going to take my Apple TV. Like, just unplug it. Like, plug it into the TV where we're going, and then just plug it into the Wi-Fi, and then, got Netflix. I can stream whatever. I'm just going to do that.
Yeah.
Is that a thing?
No, that's not weird at all.
Have you ever done that?
I have brought a Roku player.
Okay.
Especially because if you just have a little stick and stuff.
Yeah.
Just bring it with you.
Just plug it in.
You're good. As long as, depending on the hotel, like, it works for them.
Well.
And the TV and their internet and all that.
I guess there is a question of, like, will it plug into the Wi-Fi? Does the Wi-Fi require some weird hexadecimal string of whatever, and therefore it will not work? That's a distinct possibility.
It is something like you want to maybe have a backup plan. Just a few items still casually downloaded.
Oh, good. So I'll bring my Roku, my Apple TV, a couple of adapters.
Don't forget your Switch. I mean, you just enjoy it when you're traveling.
Oh, my gosh.
And they're like, how far are you going? You're like, oh, just an hour or two. That's it.
It suddenly became not worth it. Just the idea of going and wrestling with their Wi-Fi is like, you know what? I'll just take a book.
It's fine.
I'm talking
no big deal.
Paper. You can't break paper.
And then we could just use our mind to envision what that would feel like if we were watching a TV show.
Wouldn't that be great? We can all stare at the wall and listen to the radio like the old days. Well, all right. Well, it sounds like we're set for a wonderful holiday.
If you're looking for a peaceful start to your morning, you should look somewhere else. It's the RIOT on RadioU.
It is not uncommon for us to mention something on the show and then have people reach out and say, oh, can I get a link to that story? Can you tell me about whatever? I mean, that happens. But yesterday, we mentioned something that received more asks than maybe anything that I have ever mentioned on the show. I mean, I had people, friends, texting me. I had people messaging me, like, private accounts, on and on and on and on and on. So I want you to know that right now I am posting it. And I take
Where were you doing that yesterday?
That's right. Why
really
didn't I?
Help us out.
I agree with you. I should have. I take no responsibility for the content of this message. But here I have this ultimate Black Friday Google spreadsheet that this guy has made. It contains all of the sale listings for like 6 different retailers for video games. He's got them separated by platform. It's a whole spreadsheet. He's got Blu-rays, DVDs, like all this stuff laid out. And we mentioned it yesterday, and everybody be asking for it. So
and
I
you
want
were
you to know,
asking very sweetly and nicely, very nicely.
it's not weird.
But it was just an overwhelming amount of people. So.
It was. So I'm posting it right now on our Facebook page. That's Radio U Riot. And I'm also going to tweet it out from the Radio U account. So at Radio U on Twitter.
Okay.
And if you want to see this Black Friday thing, and it is, let's be clear, it is a very impressive thing. What you've got is this guy who apparently does this every year. He builds a Google Drive spreadsheet. He goes through and does the sale prices for Walmart, Target, Meijer, Shopko, Amazon. I don't think he lists Amazon, Best Buy, and something else. I will tell you, if you're Black Friday shopping for this kind of nerd stuff,
this is right up your alley.
Well, and Amazon basically matches like whatever Best Buy does. I mean, every once in a while they'll undercut them or not be quite there. But
if you're looking at one, you're looking at the other. Yeah,
it's pretty much spot on for the most part. But he does all that, and he breaks it down by like system, DVD, Blu-ray, 4K, whatever. It is exhaustive, this spreadsheet. And you know what amazes me? He includes like no affiliate links. So this guy makes
he's not making any money on it?
No, like it is like goodness of his heart puts together this spreadsheet.
That means he's got a love for the deals. He reminds me of a certain individual who's over on that side of the room.
Somebody you might know.
Someone else in this room who likes a good Black Friday deal.
I do like a good Black Friday deal, but I go through the ads, I make my own little list, and that's it. This guy is like, you know what? The community needs help.
I'm making a Google Doc for everybody.
We need someone whose spreadsheet skills are strong.
No, there's one time I grabbed a Google Doc that someone had provided, and I'm amazed if you go down that hole, there's a lot of people that love to do spreadsheets and all these sort of documents, and then they just share them all.
It's amazing.
So he's one of them.
You know what he is? He's a data sharer. Many of us are hoarders. He's a sharer.
He's a good man.
With virtual reality, the possibilities are endless. It gives us the ability to live out any of our wildest dreams. So maybe we can use it to pretend the riot doesn't exist. The Riot on Radio U.
Okay, so Nikki, X-Men Universe.
Which one's that one?
That would be the one that is like that 20th Century Fox does. So like X-Men, Logan, whatever. What do you think is the largest grossing film in that?
In that franchise?
Mm-hmm.
But it's an X-Men one?
Yeah.
I don't know enough of them.
Deadpool.
Deadpool?
Technically,
I thought you meant like it had to be one of the X-Men movies.
But it's part of that universe. So like Deadpool, at least domestically, $363 million. If you adjust for inflation, then right behind that, X-Men The Last Stand, which was X-Men 3, which was by far the worst of those movies.
But still made the most money.
It made the most money. And then X2, and then Deadpool 2.
So that one did not as good as the first one.
Yeah, I mean, if you adjust for inflation, if you don't, then it's Deadpool, Deadpool 2, and then X-Men The Last Stand. Boy, like those movies didn't make as much. What about that last one? Well, X-Men Apocalypse sucked, so 155. It did. It's not good.
Did it? Okay.
It is not good.
Remember, sometimes you can put a little sugar on it, a little dusting of kindness, a little something.
Okay, I'll try to dust it with.
Just something to remember.
I'll try to dust it with kindness next time. So X-Men. Okay, all that to say this: that while it may not be true domestically, if you take in the worldwide box office, it is now official that Venom has made more money worldwide than any X-Men movie ever, including Deadpool.
What is that? No, okay, sprinkle of sugar of kindness.
It has made
sprinkle of kindness. Okay, we're so close to Thanksgiving.
It is about to and should this weekend cross the $800 million mark internationally.
We're thankful just to get movies, okay? No, but hardcore, like internationally, people really latched on to Venom, and I think that was weird, but
here's what I think. I have a long-standing theory about watching foreign films.
Yeah.
We watch foreign films, and we think they're a lot better than they are because, one, they typically have a slightly different look than what we're used to.
Different style.
Yeah, and two, we cannot speak the language natively. We read it subtitled, and we think more highly of a subtitled film. And I literally feel like it's because of the way our brain accesses the information. We think it's smarter than it is. So that being said, I think the reverse may also be true. I think that we've sent out Venom, and even though we as native English speakers are like, it sucks.
No, but visually it was not as good looking.
Doesn't matter.
Visually.
I think that we sent it internationally, and they were like, This is actually a deep pondering on the dual nature of man. There is his higher nature, but Venom represents his dark side.
Venom
his
being
desire to eat others, as it were.
the root of the word eat.
Yes. And what is that really?
And as we dissect it, and now for Venom, I can't recall. Did they make it in a way for an international audience, or was it just, no one really knows? Sometimes movies are more vocal about that.
I don't know the answer to that. Haven't seen it, and I just know that it didn't review well here, but sometimes when that happens, as Nikki said, an international audience will grab onto it because it
just builds for some reason.
As more of an international
So who was
feel.
Venom? Was it
Tom Hardy?
Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy's a great actor.
He really is.
Many movies that I've seen Tom Hardy in that I've really enjoyed him.
Well, good for him. Because now he'll get something else. He'll get another movie.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Venom 2 must happen, I'm sure. Made too much money.
At this point, foregone conclusion.
Actually, at this point, Venom 2 and 3.
Yeah.
It's just how that works out.
This thing is going to keep going. Don't you worry.
The Riot was this close from becoming the absolute worst morning show in radio. Yep, they can't even win at losing. It's the worst of the Riot on RadioU.
So one of the things that I do want to talk about is the upcoming Black Friday sales and whatever. I want to put out a little warning for you, okay? And I don't feel like it's a warning that you're going to get a lot of other places. In fact, you're probably going to have people that are going to be pushing you in other directions. And so just be thankful you've got somebody like me here, all right? You ready? I want you to remember this. Get this sentence buried deep in your heart. Beware the bundle.
Are you talking about a Humble Bundle? Or
I'm not.
Just where they try to put everything together?
Nikki, I'm talking about any kind of a bundle.
You're right.
Because I want to help you understand why people bundle. Okay, the reason that people bundle is because they have crap. All right.
And there might be one good item, but they figured if they bundle crap in with the good item, you won't see it or notice it as much because you're like, what a good deal.
So the idea is they are trying to take the items that they've thrown together, and they've got a couple of better items and then some not so good items. And the hope is that overall, they could never sell the crap item on its own. But if they throw it in with the other stuff and then you pay a little bit extra,
they get rid of the item.
And then they get whatever. And so I just want you to know that coming up this week and weekend, you're going to be presented with bundles. And something inside you'll be like, oh, but I'm getting 5 things. Well, we should go ahead and get it because, look, there's 5 things. Remember, they're selling you crap intentionally. They know what they're doing.
That the ratio of you actually using maybe 2 or 3 out of the 5 will be as high as it gets.
That's right. Come on. And so you could find yourself in a position where you're like, but it's a bundle. Listen, don't fall for the bundle. The bundle is out there. The bundle is trying to get you. The bundle wants to pull you in. But what you've got to do right now is decide, no, I'm not bundling.
Okay.
I'm not going to do it. It's like when the cable company's like, you've already got internet and cable.
How about a home phone?
What if you had a home phone?
And you know how easy it is to say no to that one? Like, why would I want that? Then you have to take that and use it the same way for everything else.
Yeah, but look at this bundle where they're like, we've got several holiday movies that you love, and then we also have Daddy's Home. As part of the bundle, or Office Christmas Party as part of the, they're throwing in Christmas movies that maybe have a year or 2 left, but after that, nobody's watching. Nobody's watching Fred Claus.
Just goes in the bundle.
Nobody wants to see Fred Claus. They're going to bundle it for you. See, with something good.
This is all wisdom.
So
listen, here.
What did I teach you? 3 words: beware the bundle. The bundle's out there. Don't let it get you.
Okay.
You're listening to the worst of the Riot.
Today sucks.
RadioU.
Bet you don't need a reminder, but Thanksgiving's this week, and it's holidays and kicking off Christmas and all of those kinds of things. And you know what? My thoughts this morning are on those of us that are going to be celebrating. And what happens? You go, you spend time with family, and maybe that one family member's not with you anymore. And all of a sudden the holidays, they take on a totally different vibe.
They do.
It goes from being this really exciting, fun thing to being a little rough, actually, because it reminds you of the good times that you had with them. It reminds you of how you miss them because they're not there anymore. And I just want to throw this out there. Obviously can't bring that person back to you, but I can't bring somebody new into your life to help you deal with the absence of that person. I want you to know that God is with you, that Jesus loves you, and he knows, how complicated holidays can be. God knows how much you miss people in your life. And I want you to know that you don't have to grieve by yourself. In fact, if you want to take some time today and spend some time with God and just cry it out a little bit, if you want to talk to God about how your heart hurts and the person that you miss or whatever else that is kind of coming up right now that is hard on you, I want you to know that even if you feel like your friends don't want to hear it, maybe your family doesn't want to hear it. And I know that too, because sometimes you're like, well, I'm grieving, but I don't want to tell so-and-so about my grief because then that'll just make their grief worse or something like that. Might be okay to talk to them. I'm not going to tell you that, but I do know this, that you can talk to God and you can grieve as much as you want with God and still try to enjoy the holiday. But you know what? Know that you don't have to do it by yourself, that Jesus is going to be with you, holding your hand every step of the way. God literally wants to move into your heart and be a part of this holiday and help you. And look, if you don't have a relationship with God, I'll just tell you that God is maybe not what you think he is and who we think he is. Because a lot of times we think God wants to yell at us. He wants to be down on us. He's upset with us. I want you to know that he loves you. He wants to be with you. And he wants to comfort people whose hearts are hurting. And if that's you this morning, just say, Jesus, I need that. I want you to come into my life. I want you to fill me with your spirit. Would you come and do this holiday weekend with me? Because I'm hurting and I don't want to do it by myself. Do you know it's that simple to start a relationship with God? And you can talk to him about anything and everything that's on your heart and mind today, period.
I'm not so much mad about what they say. I'm mad that they think any of us want to hear it. It's the worst of the riot on Radio U.
We have a problem here, and I don't know if it's like a problem or if I'm just imagining it now. Yesterday, I made the coffee, which I do, and it tasted funny, but I was like, you know what? It's just you. It's just whatever. It's fine. But then both Zach and Chris were like, hey, do you think the coffee tastes funny? And the nearest thing that we can figure out is that probably someone cleaned over the weekend and they have like really cleaned out the coffee maker.
Probably so.
But there was, some
cleaning
soap
residue
or something left. I don't know.
Yeah.
Whatever.
If not, is it so clean that you're actually tasting the fresh, like, only that beans that you're putting in right then and there, and it's not like the buildup?
Could be.
And maybe you just like the taste of the buildup?
That could be. So I went ahead and brewed coffee this morning.
Yeah.
And I don't think it tastes very good.
But did you clean out the cleaning stuff?
Well, but see, Chris made coffee yesterday afternoon. I was like, oh, it's fine. And everybody agreed it was kind of fine. So we couldn't figure out whatever. So I made it this morning. And I feel like it doesn't taste very good. And here's what I'm trying to figure out. We got a couple of potential things here. One, I'm broken.
Okay, you're the problem, maybe.
Either that I am making the coffee wrong or I just now don't trust my own taste. The other thing is that we've been making coffee that we got from that the place donated to us during the fundraiser.
Yeah.
And we've been making that. And now I think we're out of that and we're making Dunkin' Donuts coffee. And it could be that the Dunkin' Donuts coffee is so bad.
Let's just say it's a different taste.
Yeah. Zach, I need you to go into the break room and taste some of the coffee.
And try it if it's just as bad.
You have some of it? How's it taste? He's got some too. So like...
It's
okay. It's okay.
It's
all
good.
right.
Well, maybe you're just second guessing.
I haven't had enough to...
He's still got... Okay. So, well, you keep drinking it, which you would do anyway, and then just let me know.
You'd have to tell me, like,
right.
if the Dunkin' Donuts thing was at the exact moment, like that brand new pod.
Yeah, I mean, like it's
like, was that when you guys turned over to going back to that?
I'm probably not. I mean, we've probably been doing that for a little bit longer.
Yeah,
but
so then the taste shouldn't have been noticeable then because you guys had it.
I don't know what's wrong with me, but this morning, like, I'm just not enjoying the coffee. Like, I mean, I could just be broken.
Well, did you see Jonathan's text message?
Well, I see Jonathan saying, be thankful we have coffee. I forgot mine at home and I'm driving to work.
I mean, that puts it in perspective. It's either you have bad coffee or cleaning type coffee or great coffee. You still have coffee.
I mean, yesterday afternoon we went to Starbucks and I had some of their Christmas blend. That was pretty good. Like, it was better than this.
Just not feeling it. That's
I don't
okay.
know. What's wrong with me?
I don't know. Actually, maybe it's your cold and sinus stuff.
It's messing with me?
Yeah, it could be. It's just messing with the taste of the coffee.
It could be. Well, hey, a few minutes ago we were talking about, like, what do we do for Thanksgiving? And we've got to hit a restaurant and we can't get out. I want you to know that I may have an answer for you that's a little lower maintenance than the $30 to $40 buffets I was discussing earlier. And I still think Golden Corral's a great option, but I couldn't
doing that.
Can't get anybody on board for that.
That's not going to happen this Thanksgiving.
Having a bad day? Blame the Riot. Everyone else does. And in fairness, it's probably their fault. Radio U.
Taco Bell has a potential Thanksgiving option for you if
you what?
You live in Orange County, California.
Home of the Taco Bell.
They are offering November 21st through December 12th the Triplelupa. The Triplelupa.
Sounds like a skating thing.
It's three. It does, actually. It's like she's going up into a twist.
It's a Triplelupa!
And a Triplelupa! Never before completed in competition!
USA! See, it's so like the Olympics. But I don't think that's what that is.
No, it's three chalupas that are held together, and so you can either eat the Triplelupa alone or you can break it and share it with friends. So you break it and you give them one of your lupas, and you're just like, man, it's just like the first Thanksgiving.
You're sharing the food because I think that they're not offering turkey or anything.
We're having Thanksgiving at the #1 Mexican restaurant in America, eating the Triplelupa.
So Triplelupa, but you said it's in Orange County only.
Orange County only, but the thing is, this puts a lot of weight on the people of Orange County because it means that if they're really good and they treat the Triplelupa well, then eventually it goes from a test market to a nationwide phenomenon.
And then you can try it.
And then that's actually a bad idea because what happens, all right? You just need to make sure that if you're sharing the Triplelupa, you and 3 friends, you need to make sure that you are in a house that has at least 2.5 bathrooms. You understand what I'm talking about?
This looks like an abomination, but basically...
And you guys need to time those flushes.
You do. But basically, it is like 3 chalupas that are they're all in a line together.
Yeah, so you just
break it apart.
Yeah. It doesn't look very good. But you guys like them.
But if you don't like chalupas to begin with, you're not going to like that.
Yeah. I mean, and if you're terrified of Taco Bell like you should be...
then you're not going to like it either,
you're not
okay?
Gonna like that. Yeah. So, everybody, good luck, everybody. It's going to be just fine. And we're all looking at you, Orange County. I'm telling you.
You can enjoy it.
This is your Thanksgiving meal right here.
So that starts tomorrow and goes through December 12th.
Just like the Pilgrims, all right? Break bread together. Or in this case, corn tortilla.
You could be learning jiu-jitsu right now, or how to drive a race car, or do anything productive with your life, but no. You're listening to the worst of the Riot on Radio U.
Okay, Nikki, I got a list here of tips from a woman named Lisa Stevenson. She says she's a success coach, which I don't even, what even is that?
You can say that. I mean, it seems like
you
don't necessarily have to go to school for that, I don't think. You're just a coach of some sorts.
I'm a success coach, too.
Yes.
Okay.
You're not a successful coach yet. You're just a success coach. That's the title of it.
Mm-hmm. So here we go. 6 tips from her. Number 1, be the grown-up.
I'm sorry. This is for Did I
not say this is for dealing with difficult people? So...
Get ready. Let's write this down.
So here we go. Be the grown-up.
Oh, that one's the worst.
Here we go. People can't make you feel a certain way. You get to choose what you think, which determines how you feel.
No, you're still going to feel poorly just because if that person makes you feel bad, but you can be the grown-up or the better person and not engage in it. It
says rise above the childlike behaviors and identify a solution, which might be as simple as removing yourself.
There you go.
Okay. Here's the next tip of dealing with difficult people. Respect everyone. Find something you can appreciate about the person. Don't focus on the negatives and what they're doing
and
wrong.
Just go with that.
Try to respect them as a person. That's a tough one. Number 3, pick your battles. So maybe...
These don't seem very fun.
Oh, I don't think there's a fun thing on this list.
There isn't anything fun on this list.
No, because a lot of it seems to revolve around self-control, being quiet.
And being the better person and just not engaging again.
It's tough. So pick your battles, Nikki. If something that you highly value has been wronged, then constructively find a way to share your view and speak your truth.
We can't do that. Better to be quiet.
My thing that I have really tried to remind myself is that being quiet does not mean that I agree.
Sure.
So, I can sit across the table from somebody that is loudly voicing opinions that I don't agree with, and I don't have to speak up. And I know it's like, well, that's how oppression starts. Like, well, yeah, like sometimes, but not all the time. So I guess what I'm saying is pick your battles too.
And probably your Thanksgiving where this might be happening is not the...
That's not the place to win.
That's not the place to win. It's not the big arena for it.
Okay, number 4. These are tips dealing with difficult people. Choose to be kind instead of right. Mm-hmm. So there are occasions...
Even if you are right.
There are occasions in life when showing compassion, empathy, and a flex in thinking is more important than proving that you know better. That's a tough one.
They're all hard to swallow.
Number 5, be strategic. So the idea
is... Get in,
is...
get out.
Yeah, it sounds about right.
Pretty much.
Sometimes you will have to compromise or let go of something in order to save friendships.
Sure.
Okay. And here's the last one. Number 6. This is a tough one, Nikki. You're not that important.
Ooh, no, well, if you're having conflict or problem with people or, like maybe family, like we mentioned, this comes up usually around Thanksgiving or at Christmas time. It's hard because you feel like, well, am I right or wrong in this? And these are all good tips just to take a step back, relax, and still try to enjoy the time together.
So the you're not that important sounds like, oh, how dare you say that? Here's some of what she says, Nikki. Acknowledge sometimes you might be wrong. Mm-hmm. Be able to have a healthy and respectful conversation and interaction with all types of people and appreciate behavioral styles and thinking that's different than your own.
Sure.
It may give you a new perspective. So in other words, you think you're the most important, most correct person.
Maybe that's not it.
Yeah. And it's funny, those kind of, if you're not that kind of person, it's hard to sometimes deal with people like that because oftentimes when we approach other people and we're guilty of the same thing, we'll be like, well, of course this is the best way. It's the way I chose.
Must be the way.
Of course I'm choosing the best way.
She didn't put this on the list, but I also think we'll throw out there, don't eat or drink your feelings concerning all this.
You know what? That's a good...
So that's just an any day sort of one.
Success coach Nikki throwing in number 7.
That's a side one. Just take that if you need it.
Don't want to talk to the Riot? We completely understand. Text instead. 877-2-RADIO-U.
Oh, I've been looking at the wrong calendar this whole time.
What is it?
Well, this Friday is the 23rd. It's not the 22nd. So everybody go back and make the appropriate changes.
You've been putting something wrong on it.
Yeah, the whole stinking time. You know what? I find myself often in a position where when I begin my meal, a double or a triple cheeseburger seems reasonable. But I have to remind myself when I'm ordering that burger, like, hey, even though right now you feel hungry enough to eat an entire cow, in reality, once you begin eating it, you're going to experience a state of being that right now you can't imagine. And that is a state of being in which you are no longer hungry. Because when you're hungry, your thought is, I'll never be full again. Then when you're eating, you can find yourself going, I'll never be hungry again.
You'll be like, I'm never going to eat at all.
It's very, very hard to see past these things. And I feel like it's the fine people in Burger King Japan that are betting on the fact that when you're hungry, your thought will be, I'll never be able to be full again.
So Burger King in Japan, they've kind of known in the past they'll do tie-ins with movies or, just something big going on, and they'll do a big burger for its release with a lot of different patties.
Boy, they so will.
Is there a nice one?
Yeah, there is. They are naming November 29th Good Meat Day. And so these Whoppers that they are making will go on sale November 29th for what will be approximately $11.50 here in the United States. And it will just be November 29th through December 2nd. And you can only get them between 2 and 5 p.m. But this is a Whopper. I know, right? But I guess it's a play on various Japanese numbers and some cultural things we won't get.
It makes sense
but
if you knew it.
But it's a Whopper with 5 burgers on it. I just want you to know I'd try it. I would.
It's a 5-stack.
I would just try it to be like, yeah, you know what? I can do this. So, yeah, I would give it a shot, even though I'm sure at some point I would be.
And sometimes you're ordering it just to order it, to have the ability to say you did, but you can just save some of the hamburger patties for later.
So wait, what's the Green Bay Whopper? Did I miss that?
Is that here?
I don't know. Is it?
Is that a football thing, or is it something there?
Okay, the Green Bay Whopper has a bunch of extra cheese on it because Wisconsin.
Gotcha.
Wait,
but it's there?
Is Green Bay in Wisconsin?
Oh.
Isn't that in?
Sometimes let's just move past it so we don't sound...
Just stop asking questions?
Yeah, just so we don't sound wrong.
Yeah, that's in Wisconsin. I'm just making sure. I mean, I thought so.
It. Yeah,
because, the cheeseheads and whatever.
The Packers.
Yeah, so they got all this cheese. Okay, so then that's what a Green Bay Whopper is, but you only get that, I believe, in Wisconsin. But, dude, 5 Whopper patties.
So that starts in Japan on the 29th, which, like Obi mentioned, is Good Meat Day. It's not a holiday, but it's a pun. Now,
Nikki, you're a meat eater these days.
I am.
A big-time meat eater.
Well, let's not say it that way, but, I have my share.
You got your fondness for the beef.
Correct.
Yeah, okay, so what do you think? Do you think you could sit down and do a 5-stack?
If I was not eating the bun...
Let's say the bun is out of contention.
We've thrown it away. Maybe if we haven't had a lot that day.
With the bread, I think, or without the bread, I feel like you could probably do that.
You probably could.
The bread is the thing where they're just trying to fill you up on the cheap bread.
And no shame if you can, and no shame if you can't eat it.
It looks good. But you know what? I'm hungry.
Listen, on November 29th, we could still be celebrating Good Meat Day here. It doesn't have to be us just still in Japan. We could do it here.
We could, right?
We could.
Like, we could.
We could do it our own. We could just ask for 5 patties.
We could go get it. Is Burger King equipped for a request like that? Meaning,
yeah, you can order it.
Will they put more patties on it? Like it's another $1 or what?
I would think they would by now.
All right. Can we not forget this?
We'll put a reminder down.
Can we put a reminder somewhere? And
hey, Riot, remind us. Oh, no, that's like, if we just say it out loud. Someone's going to remind us.
Hey, guys, remind us about Good Meat Day.
That's on
29th.
November 29th.
Okay. So get ready, everybody.
You're really selling the day.
Well, I mean, I don't want to push too... You know what, Nikki? I'm afraid if I push it too hard, then, there's going to be pressure. And what you don't want when you're putting 5 Whoppers in your stomach is pressure.
Any more pressure.
Dear Radio U, when I was a kid, my parents sent our dog to live on a farm in the country where he could run and play all day. I could ask them for the address if you need somewhere to send the Riot.
It's the worst of the Riot on Radio U.
So Thanksgiving, obviously, a couple days away. Something for you to think about. Well, like, okay, I get it, right? Probably around 3rd grade, we stopped going around the room and saying what we're thankful for.
Sure.
People aren't really doing that.
We could go back to doing it.
That's actually what I was thinking is some people will do like the 30 days of thankfulness on social media or whatever. I've never been one for that. Sometimes I don't like big public pronouncements and I think part of that has to do with what we do. I spend so much time doing public things. I like to do private things.
Sure.
Like I weirdly, it's like I spend so much time publicly. I have begun to very much value private interaction.
But I think for some, they feel even more special if someone publicly calls them out in a nice way.
Well,
so maybe for some, it might be a good thing.
I guess what I'm saying is I'm doing it my way, and you can do it your own way. But here's what I was thinking is maybe this year, sometimes when we talk about the things we're thankful for, it's kind of generic, right? Like I'm thankful for my family and I'm thankful for my cat, or like I'm, whatever. Like you have
That's
whatever.
Not true for him. He has terrible allergies.
I do. I'm not thankful for your cat.
He doesn't like him at all.
I'm glad that you like your cat. It's just not for me. But anyway, what I was going to suggest, and something that I'm going to try to do over the next couple of days, and I'm sure I'll miss some people, so I don't want anybody to get
mad.
upset about this, but what about taking some time and telling the people in your life that you're thankful for them?
Like face-to-face?
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
And if you can't face-to-face, like I've had a couple of friends, I just sent them messages. Like I couldn't tell them face-to-face because, they're not around or whatever, but, send them a message on Facebook, hit them up through WhatsApp, I don't know, email, carrier pigeon, whatever, however.
A phone call? Oh, gosh. Say it's not so.
However it is that you communicate with those friends, or family members, letting them know how thankful you are. Like, for example, Nikki, I'm thankful for the way that you come in here every single day. You listen to me. You guys don't know, but Nikki is very patient with me. And I appreciate how patient she is with me because I forget things. So, not everything.
No.
But some things. And also, let's be honest, my personality is a little grating. And Nikki has to deal with it, not just in this room, but then we go up into another room.
There's even more upstairs.
It requires patience to deal with me. And I'm thankful for that, Nikki.
That's very nice of you to say.
Nick, you're a great person to work with, and I'm glad that you're here.
We should all do this to everybody.
So find people in your life, tell them that you're thankful for them. And I think that might be a great way that you could celebrate some Thanksgiving this year.
And don't just wait till maybe Thursday, but it's always nice if you just send it to them when you don't even think they'll expect it.
Yeah. Well, so today, take a little time, tell people that you're thankful for them. And you, again, if you can personalize it a little bit, like just, I'm thankful for you and your amazing ability to bring donuts to the radio station. Like
you haven't said that specifically.
I haven't had that opportunity to say that to anybody yet, but I sure would like to be presented with that opportunity.
The spot is open, isn't it?
Sure.
Someone needs to jump in and fill that spot up.
Just talking here.
That's interesting. I like that approach.
The Riot's motto, Carpe Cupcake. Those are words to live by. Radio U.
For now, Netflix continues to be a great source for your favorite Marvel movies. I'm talking about Avengers Infinity War. They announced yesterday that Avengers Infinity War will be coming to Netflix Christmas Day.
Oh, yay!
So Merry Christmas, everybody.
Most wonderful time of the year.
For an exclusive streaming video window.
There'll be lots of Avengers.
Avenging and
Stone's doing stuff.
It's the most Netflixy time of the year.
So are we not getting, because wasn't it last Christmas we had the big Bright thing with the Will Smith movie?
Oh.
So are they not doing like a special Netflix thing and maybe this is the big push for this Christmas?
I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know what Netflix's plans are for Christmas, but you're right.
Last
year they made a
Christmas,
huge deal out of Bright. Did you ever finish that?
I did. I watched it.
I have seen half of it, and I had every intention. It's not, I don't have anything good or bad to say about it. I watched half of it, and I was like, I'm totally going to finish this.
It's like, well, not quite. I finally, I saw it come back and how Netflix will randomly show you just weird old things, and this is new, and you're like, it's not new. It's been out forever, but it pops back up in the suggestions, and I saw it the other day. I was like, oh, yeah, that came out last Christmas.
Yeah,
I've seen worse movies. I mean, it wasn't the best, but I've seen way worse.
Oh, you and me both, friend.
So it's not that bad.
I mean, come on. So, yep, but you're going to get Avengers, which everybody likes that.
I haven't seen it yet.
Really?
No, I know.
But you know what? It's going to come to Netflix. You're still not going to watch it.
Maybe.
Come on, we'll see.
It's a better step towards me watching it.
We'll see.
So I haven't seen Avengers yet, and I obviously haven't seen
anything ever.
No, I have seen a couple.
You saw Doctor Strange?
I loved Doctor Strange. I thought it was hilarious.
And didn't you see?
I saw some of
Thor,
Black
Ragnarok.
Yeah, I love that one. And I saw Black Panther. I did not like that one.
Yeah, not so much.
I just thought it was just not as funny.
I thought, well, it's not. I don't.
But it was just very.
I think that's what they were shooting for necessarily.
Very weirdly done.
I liked Black Panther. I didn't like it as much as everybody else seemed to like it, but I thought it was good. Let's see. I watched that once, and then I watched it twice. Yeah, I went through that one again while it was on Netflix. So
it's still there.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. I just watched it the one time, the one time on Netflix.
Guys, enjoy it because whenever the Disney thing comes, which is it at the end? It's the end of 2020. Is it 2020 or 2019?
Okay. I guess it's one of those things where it ends in 19, or it ends sometime in 2020. I don't have a date, but then all of the Disney, Marvel, Lucasfilm, and Pixar films will disappear from Netflix.
Which is why Netflix is like, we'll put our name on anything. Just please attach yourself to it and like it.
It is going to be kind of weird.
It'll be very odd.
But, the other side of that, Nikki, is that aside from Black Panther, which I ended up buying, I don't think I have watched any Disney Pixar content on Netflix.
Sure.
Because typically, if one of those movies is something I wanted to see, by the time it's gone to Netflix, I have purchased it. Otherwise, I don't care. I wonder, that means Incredibles 2 will probably end up there, right?
Or will it come to Netflix first? I don't know. I
want to watch that again, but Disney's announced Disney Plus is the name of their video streaming service, and it launches late next year.
That'll be something.
So
I'd like to spend more money each month. I mean, it's a pleasure. Too. It's an honor.
Me too. So Avengers Infinity War, Netflix, Christmas Day. So you heard the bells on Christmas Day, and they said, ho, ho, hey, away for Santa's sleigh. And
trying to tie it into the movie, are you? It's just, you know what? If it doesn't work, it doesn't work.
And Avengers Down by the Bay, they just may.
No, get in the sleigh.
Get in the sleigh.
Awful, terrible, horrible, pathetic. Someone grab me a thesaurus. I'm gonna need more words to describe how bad these guys are. It's the worst of the riot on Radio U.
I'm looking in my Facebook history, and it was 1 year ago today on Instagram. I see that I went to see Justice League in theaters.
Did you? I feel like that movie's years old.
Yeah.
But not quite.
It felt that way when I saw it, too.
Did it? And I don't, I know it's the same world, which is why, but with Aquaman coming out, I feel the same way about it, too. And it hasn't even been out.
I feel like you've seen it and you're over it.
Yeah, and it's like I haven't even seen it in theaters yet.
Yeah. Now, with Black Friday happening in a couple of days, many of us find ourselves in a position that we're in every year. We know that we're going to be stealing from Walmart. And, I've been round and round with this. You try to make sure you're stealing just small enough things that you can get them out and nobody notices.
No, I sometimes on YouTube, I'll catch up on like the karma videos where it's people who are caught like shoplifting. Mm-hmm. And it's always people like putting meat down the pants or like cosmetics or like things that, they're just trying. They're trying to steal it all.
This is one that I seriously love this so much. This guy tried to steal a microwave. And
where would you put it at?
He put it under his coat.
How would your coat be big enough for that?
I have no idea.
Like body shape wise.
I have no idea. I mean, I feel like the best you could hope for is if you're a woman and you're like, I'm pregnant with quadruplets.
And they're square.
A square quadruplets.
Square body.
I mean.
Well, I think, here's one reason why. I think we're expected now to just not say anything. So you're not supposed to say anything about how anybody looks.
He has an abnormal body shape.
But you're not supposed to say something.
I can't even say abnormal because that means that there's a normal and there is no normal.
There is no normal. So even if you know that he's got a microwave under his coat, you're not supposed to say anything.
How dare you say anything?
Or second is, sometimes if you're confident and if you're just like, hey, this is me. I'm walking out the building. What are you going to do? Mm-hmm. Maybe he was just trying to make a run for it.
I often feel like the real answer here is just a big flatbed thing that you roll out. There was one guy.
Acting like you bought it, you mean?
Well, there was one guy who was even better. He had a Walmart smock, like the little blue vest or whatever. He pulled that out back in electronics, loaded up a cart, and just walked out wearing the smock like he worked there and he was supposed to be doing it.
Dropping it off somewhere.
He stole like thousands of dollars worth of stuff because, of course, nobody stopped him.
He had the smock, and you can buy that stuff.
You believe him?
Anywhere.
He's look at him right there.
But we should not steal. That is wrong, and it doesn't help any of us.
But isn't it? It's okay to steal from Walmart.
Don't think so.
It's not?
They're not into that.
I don't think that's right, Nikki.
Then the little person, is it still the slashing of the prices with Walmart? Then he's got to go back up and raise the prices because of people stealing stuff.
But the way I see it is Walmart's such a big company, it's just like a write-off for them.
Oh, that's people who are trying to make an excuse for stealing stuff.
No, it's not that big of a deal.
Still stealing stuff, still stealing it.
You know what? It's ridiculous.
And a microwave? Seems more like an adult responsible thing to steal.
See, actually, that's a good point. It seems like when you're in a position when you need a microwave, you're probably in a position where you should be able to buy one.
It's not that expensive. You can get some good deals on it.
Yeah, I will say, I love this guy. His name's Zach Ridenau. And
he's the one who stole it?
He is the one that stole it. And here's how, one of the ways he got busted, dummy stole from the store the day before. They caught him, made him put the stuff back and said, you're banned. Don't come in here again. So the next day he comes in.
What's he do? Comes back?
To steal a microwave.
Well, he just didn't learn his lesson.
Yeah. Well, his lesson the first day, he learned a lesson. And he thought the lesson was, I didn't steal something big enough.
I need to go back again.
Let's go back in and get it.
This was the worst of the riot. And we'd like to congratulate you on having the stomach to stick around to the very end. The riot exists because Radio U exists, and Radio U only exists because of your support. Find out more and give now at RadioU.com/donate.
I just want us to be careful that we do not downplay the importance of the Chicken McNugget.